It's July 30, yes, and this is another brand new episode here in IGP. Webinar number 707. The topic is teaching remotely during COVID-19. So, my dear and lovely audience, thank you so much for joining with us in our this live session. And I'm requesting all of our participants stay with us till the end of our program. So, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope that you all are doing great in your daily regular life. Yes. So, thank you once again for joining with us. And I'm requesting all of our participants, please share this live in your timeline or in this web. Also, invite your friends on our webinar. Don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comments. Yes, and we have our speaker for this session. She is already with us. So, dear participants, share this webinar with your colleagues, your family members, and your family person. And I hope that you all will have many takeaways and payoffs from this webinar. Each time, don't forget to give a thumbs up to our webinar or comment in our comments. Okay, so don't forget to give a thumbs up to our Facebook official page and subscribe our YouTube channel. All right, so right now we have Sir Heidi. Okay, thank you so much for joining with us. And we have Sir Butler, Ma'am Nancy. Okay, we have Sir Alan, Sir Flomi, Ma'am Gemma Benalada, Ma'am Evelyn. All right, Ma'am Leah Fatunga. Okay. Sir Alexander Alvarez, thank you everyone for joining with us. And I'm requesting all of our participants, please share this in Facebook groups, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all the social media you are currently using. And stay with us till the end of our program. We will share the international webinar code in our certification process. Also, be active in our live session because who knows, we'll get the lifetime membership certificates from it. Okay, so my dear lovely audience, I'm your host for this session, myself, Nasrin Nisha, and welcome you all to our Institute of Global Professionals warmly. Okay, so I'm going to share right now a little concept about Institute of Global Professionals with all of you. So, Institute of Global Professionals serves students and community resource providing social work and education to create a proficient generation. IGP is leading an online skill development institute of thousands of learners worldwide. IGP is a non-profit international educational training institute. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring further education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the globe. We organize our webinar, online, offline courses, etc. by best and trained speakers and coaches from all over the globe to create a best learning platform for all of you. And yes, our mission is empower people, our youth, and enhance. So we want all of you to stay with us by your support. So, dear participants, let's learn and grow together. So, my dear lovely audience, today we have our honorable speaker from Philippines, Ma'am Josephine Talentino. So let's welcome our program with IGP's mantra or slogan that is Feed Your Skills. You can also comment in our comment box with hashtag Feed Your Skills, hashtag IGP. So let's welcome with a round of virtual applause for our honorable speaker, Ma'am Josephine. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, and thank you so much for the introduction, ma'am. Once again, and thank you for this opportunity for speaking again with the Institute of Global Professional Institute or IGP. I am Josephine Tolentino. I will be introducing myself again, and I'm speaking live here in the municipality of Magalang, province of Pampanga in the Philippines. Before I start, allow me to greet my fellow professionals and our dear audience a very pleasant day, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I am currently teaching at Dolores National High School, and I am handling technology and livelihood education, and I am the current coordinator, organist, and choir trainer of the Association of St. John Mary Vianney in our parish. So today, I am glad to share with you here the presentation of my topic. Can you see it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible on screen.
Okay, so my topic is all about teaching remotely during COVID-19. So this topic is no longer new to you. So for my topics, remote learning during COVID-19, different learning modalities in teaching during COVID-19, the learning modality, their suggested platforms, and materials used. Advantages and disadvantages of its modality. Frequent questions asked by teachers, parents, or students. Why should educators reach out to students? Supporting the continuity of teaching and learning during the COVID-19. Of course, we have our objectives. For our objectives, first, the overall goal of this series is to facilitate the rapid design process and implementation of adaptive responses to the emerging education challenges and to protect young people's educational opportunities during the pandemic. Second, that educators must swiftly design responses and with a specific context in mind as the pandemic runs its course. Third, an adaptive and transformative challenge, one for which there is no pre-configured playbook that can guide appropriate responses. So before that, let me give you a trivia about the history of distance education. The initial form of education developed in the mid 19th century in Europe and then spread to the US. It was the postal system. How are you familiar with this picture? So this is what we call the POS, wherein it is what we call the mailbox also. And when we say postal or the mail or post is a system for physical transporting postcards, letters, and parcels. So definitely, it was the finest technology at that time and its purpose to open educational prospect to people who want to study but were not able to attend traditional schools because of some reasons. And of course, people who gained most from correspondence were the female, professional people, physical disabled, and individuals who live in the areas where school didn't exist at all. And that time, it was Isaac Pitman who pioneered the concept of distance education. And in America, it was in 1874 at Illinois Wesleyan University where bachelor and graduates could be obtained without present in the class. And there was this movement, the Chow Tao Kwa movement in 1882, who gave the much trust to correspondence in education at that time. So meaning distance education went through a major after the invention of the radio in the 1920s and the arrival of the televisions in the 1940s. So distance education have increased using combinations of different technologies to improve communication between teachers and students. So in 1900s, after the arrival of the computer, distance education took a big leap. Now, the teachers and students can have their communication or converse sitting face to face. So this is just a simple or little history of distance education. So, since our topic is remote learning, let us discuss what is remote learning first. So, remote learning, as you can see here, this refers to a learning delivery modality where
Ma'am,
learning takes place. Yes,
yes, your slide is not moving.
it's not moving, ma'am. Okay, it's not moving.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, what will I do then? Yan,
Yes, now it's moving.
yan.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, is it moving?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it moving, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, I will go back. Okay, so let me go back. I will going to define first what is remote learning. So remote learning, this refers to a learning delivery modality where learning takes place between the teacher and the learners who are geographically remote from each other during instruction. When you say geographically, it means the location. When you say remote, it means far away. So definitely, the student and the learners cannot attend physically inside the classroom. Therefore, their location is far away from each other. And then here, it is the process of teaching and learning performed at a distance rather than having students and the teachers coming together as what I have mentioned to the other slides. And then meaning that instruction is disseminated through technology tools such as the discussion boards, video conferencing, and virtual assessments. So there is also an attempt to recreate the person, such as the face-to-face classroom over the internet. So this particular newness of remote learning, then it is what makes it tricky for both educators and students. Okay, so next slide, we'll be talking about the DepEd learning delivery modalities for the school year 2021. These different modalities were already implemented, but what is the aim of DepEd or the Department of Education? So this topic is not really longer new to us. So the Department of Education or DepEd is committed to ensure educational continuity amidst the challenges. So education must continue to give hope and stability, contribute to the normalization of activities in the country, facility, and development of our learners, and bring normalcy in their lives. But health and safety of learners and school personnel are at most importance and must be protected at all times. Therefore, even though they are implementing these delivery modalities, their main concern is still in the health and safety of the learners or the school personnel. And then the delivery modalities that school can adopt may be one or a combination of the following depending on the COVID-19 restrictions and the particular context of the learners in the locality. That is what that those are the aims of these learning delivery modalities. So here is the first one, the traditional face-to-face learning. So this refers to a learning delivery modality where the students and teacher are both physically present in the classroom. And then there are opportunities for active engagement, immediate feedback, and the socio-emotional development of learners. Before the pandemic, it was like this, but only the difference is that we do not use face masks before. So for now, this traditional face-to-face will only be implemented if there is a proper risk assessment and must adhere to the health protocols in the place. So potential learning spaces in the community near in the school may be explored to add spaces for the conduct of classes with the appropriate social distancing. As long as you were been approved to the risk assessment, you can implement this traditional face-to-face learning. Also, there are different modalities. So the different modalities, approach, strategies, we have the MSC or the modified shifting of classes, MSC. In here, teaching is directly focused on the concepts with corresponding activities. The supplemental activities and assessment shall be done only at home. Therefore, what will be done inside the classroom are the concept, but the activities will be done at home, especially the assessment. Now, the second one, shifting of classes with dyadic teaching or SCDT. So, in this scheme, there would be two teachers inside the class per learning area. The number of learners they would be handled should be the total number of learners they handled in the normal days. Let's say in the normal days, they are handling 30 learners or 30 students. So in this shifting of classes, they will
Ma'am,
be handling,
ma'am, changes like this.
yes,
Movies like this, ma'am.
it's not moving again.
No, ma'am.
Oh, wait.
Now it's moving
Maybe
again.
it's the net. There is a problem with the internet.
Okay, ma'am.
Do you see it now? Can I
Yes, ma'am.
proceed?
Yes, here,
Okay.
ma'am. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem, ma'am. Oh, where am I? Yeah. Do you see it now? Here, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see it now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So maybe it's there is a problem with the net. Doesn't move too fast. Okay, so for the third, fourth, fifth modalities or the approach, we have the ESM or the focus teaching we have for the junior high school. So what is this ESM teaching? We have only English, science, and mathematics shall be taught in school. Other learning areas shall be using the modular home-based approach. So meaning the major subjects will be only the focus in this type or modality. And other subjects like TLE or home economics, araling panlipunan, MAPE, Filipino, and others will be done through modular or home base. So that is for the junior high school. Now, for the RESM focus teaching, they will be doing their reading, English, science, and mathematics. Mathematics shall be taught in school. Other learning areas shall be using the modular or home-based approach. Just like in the junior senior, here the same also, they will be doing the other subject using the modular or the home-based approach. Next, we have the core or specialized focus teaching or the CST for senior high school. So in this approach, only core and specialized subject shall be taught in school. So applied subject shall be using the home-based, life skill, modular approach. So those are the different modality or strategy for the traditional face-to-face. Okay. Now, for the second modality, we have the distance learning. This refers to a learning delivery modality where learning takes place between the teacher and the learners who are geographically remote from each other during instruction. So this doesn't mean that it is a distance learning that the teacher will no longer to do the responsibilities. So the learners, I will go back. So modular distance learning involves individualized instruction, allows learners to use self-learning modules or SLMs in print or digital format, electronic copy, whichever is applicable in the context of the learner. And the other learning resources like learner materials, textbooks, activity sheets, guides, and other study. So this one, in the modular distance learner, the teacher takes is still the responsibility of monitoring the progress of the learners. And then, if the learners have some queries or have some questions, he or she may ask assistance for the teacher via email, telephone, text messages, or instant messaging. So, where possible, the teacher also can do the home visit to the learners needing remediation or assistance. Any member of the family or the stakeholder in the community needs to serve as a para teachers. Therefore, before doing this home visitation, the teacher need to do the individual learning monitoring plan, which will be signed by the school head in order to um, that the school head knows what the teacher is doing. So modular learners can access copies of learning materials on a computer, whatever gadgets, and can all be used to delivery e-learning materials including offline or e-books. So these are the suggested platforms or resources. We have the slides, video, and audio. Another, we have the digital packets or the learning materials, the use of e-learning materials, and then the use of computer-based resources. So next,
It's not moving, ma'am, again.
again, okay,
Yes, now it's moving.
sorry for the inconvenience. Now, we see it now, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
now it's
So these are some of the free access and observance of intellectual property rights to some of the educational sites or resources. So I know some of you are already using this access, and they are using it in presenting their lesson in order to make their lessons interesting. Okay. The second, another modality, we have the online distance learning. So this is very interesting. This features the teacher as facilitator, engaging learners' active participation through the use of various technologies, access to the internet while they are geographically remote from each other. In here, the internet is used to facilitate learner, teacher, and peer-to-peer communication. So, online learning allows live synchronous instruction It requires participants to have a good and stable internet connection. Just like now, we are doing the synchronous. And what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous? These are the two types of online. Synchronous classes run in real time with students and instructors attending together from different locations. So just like now, this is a synchronous class or synchronous program. For the asynchronous, classes run on a more relaxed schedule with students assessing class materials during different hours and from different locations. Meaning asynchronous, there is no required time. The student can access anytime the materials whenever or what different hours and from what different locations. So those are the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. Asynchronous is very flexible. And next, these are the suggested platforms, resources, or mechanisms from the DepEd. We have the DepEd Commons, resources portals, OER, or the Open Educational Resources, and then the use of web-enhanced learning activities. So for next modalities, we have the blended. So when we say blended, it is a mix or combination of classroom training and then the e-training. So that is the mixed learning. So therefore, there is also what you call the radio-based instruction. So blended learning will be enabled the schools to limit face-to-face learning, ensure social distancing, and decrease the volume of people outside the home of any given time. Also, the suggested platforms we have modules, resources as modules, worksheets, activity sheets, the use of gadgets for K to 3 SPED learners. I hope some of us are using these resources. And for the last modalities, we have the homeschooling. This is the most exciting modalities. Why? This is an alternative delivery mode or ADM that aims to provide learners with access to quality basic education through a home-based environment to be facilitated by qualified parents, guardians, or tutors who have undergone relevant training. So meaning, this homeschooling is attended by the parents itself. And then the parents will going to get the modules from the school, and then directly they will be the one, they will act as the teacher to their kids or children.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Is
Ma'am,
it
please
moving?
move the slide. No, ma'am.
Okay. Why is it like that?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. So I am here in this topic. Okay. So the learning continuity plan for the school year 2020-21 were implemented depending on what kind of situation is the places. For the non-ECQ areas, we have applied face-to-face, the blended learning, and then for the in ECQ areas, we have the distance learning and then the homeschooling modalities. And to ask you, which among these learning modalities were applied in your school, in your place? You can comment on the box, and then thank you for your comment. Okay, next, I will be discussing the advantages and disadvantages of each modality. So do we have the advantages? Yes, of course. Of course, we will going to discuss first the advantage. In the advantage of face-to-face learning, of course, the student can concentrate better. Why? Because the teacher here can easily manage the class and can strictly implement rules, which are very strictly difficult in virtual classes. Am I right? So it allows also student to focus on the class discussion and avoid distraction from anyone in their class. And also, teacher in person can easily spot students that are playing with their phones or are distracted by something. So you can see the difference in the online, in the face and the face to face. Second one, there is a better understanding and real world examples. When you say better understanding, most teachers believe or attest that kids learn more during physical classes. Is that correct? Because teachers and students can have longer class participations and can have enough time to clarify any process to the teachers. For the third one, the greater chance of completing activities on time. So the advantage of this one is that the time is being used. Disadvantages to learners since ideas are still fresh in their minds and these activities that are done within the class schedule and avoid students having pending activities over the school days. So whether they like it or not, they will going to finish it inside the classroom. And then there are more information through body, language, and voice. So what do we mean by here? Learners can only see their classmates in the virtual, no. Learners can only see their classmates' upper body, just like now you can only see me an upper body that can fit the camera's frame. Some kids even turn their cameras off. So the teacher do not see the students what the students is doing. So their classmates can see their facial expression or any of their language. What is good in the face-to-face is that learners can identify if their classmates' body language and their unaltered voices, which help them determine if their classmates has more details to share or if they are uncomfortable. So you can see everything during the face-to-face learning. So for the human connection and network with other students, so it allows classes students to connect with these foreign students and have an opportunity to learn and discover new cultures and practices. So in the face to face, you can connect physically to the uh, students as a teacher. You can easily get their opinions, their activities, and it is really um, nice to have a face to face. For the disadvantage, this can be unsafe environment for learning. So since COVID, the beginning of COVID has mutated into several variants, this is not really safe when there is face-to-face. So physical classes are not flexible because when classes are not flexible, whether they like it, the students, whether they like it or not, they need to follow the time, they need to wake up early, they have to finish the class 8 hours and so on and with the activities, and then of course it costs more transportation expenses. So like now the fares will cost more than before because the jeeps, the transportation had reduced their passengers capacity by half so much that it affected the fare. And then the routine classes, there is what we call a time bound because it follows that make up 8-hour class per day, and there is a rigid schedule to accomplish that activity for the day. As well for the online class, in which kids get spend 3 to 5 hours per day, followed by the asynchronous classes, which sometimes be flexible. Which do you prefer now? And then kids need to wake up early for their daily commute. So if in the online they have to wake up 30 minutes before, but this time they have to wake up 1 hour before, or they must be 1 hour in the school before the class will start. So next, the last one, more pressure on kids when it comes to participation. During their online class, some of the students participate a lot, but in the face to face, there will be more there will be more pressure on them. Classes, it will be difficult for them to adjust in this kind of setup. So those are for the face-to-face learning. Now, for the next modality, we have the greater flexibility advantages, greater flexibility. With distance learning programs, students can pursue and complete their desired courses from anywhere with the use of computer and internet. They can have their courses anytime at their own pace. One can study after work, in the middle of the night, during weekends. So working students can learn as they earn. And also, what is good in the online and this modality is that there is no commuting. You don't need to ride, commute, and then you don't need to pay. And then there is a significant cost savings because uh, you will not going to, it eliminates the cost associated with commuting. Apart from the convenience of pursuing a course from home, a student will have a perfect opportunity to save more on their studies. And last advantages, a discipline there is convenient learning. A disciplined and self-motivated student can learn at his or her own pace. Online education combine the use of tutorials, e-learning materials, and um, other materials that will deliver knowledge to the students. For the advantages, there is lack of socialization, of course. It limits the students to the learning materials, not like in learning in a brick and mortar institution wherein it presents students with the opportunity to meet and interact with the people from different locations on a personal level. So this is what we say in lack of social interaction. And there is a chance of distraction. That because there are no constant reminders about pending assignments and or deadlines. So there is no deadlines, only required to be self-motivated and focused to be able to complete a course. Hence, the distance learning cannot be a good option for students who keep procrastinating things. What is this means procrastinating? Putting things aside, not doing it right away. And of course, there is a complicated technology. So when you say complicated nature of technology use in distance learning only limits online education to students who are computer and tech savvy, only favors the one who are expert in computer or the technology. So another one, the last disadvantage is that questionable credibility of online degrees. Despite its convenience and affordability, Distance learning is not still the best option for many due to lack of quality faculty members. Even when there are instructors are fully qualified when experienced, they might not find it comfortable to teach in an online environment. Plus, a host of the other challenges like a proper assessment make a credibility of distance learning degree questionable. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of learning. Moving on to the blended learning. So this blended learning is well suited for the large group. So next, there is a better preparation and feedback and great for the non-technology funds. Employees set their own pace, reduction in costs, and then it's more fun. Why it's more fun? Do you agree that there is more fun here? Some people in the education sector are not a big fan of technology, even though they recognize its benefits. Also, some employees and customers might not like it either, mostly when they are already used to face training. So I am not a fan of technology, and I'm a fan of pedagogy, of understanding how people learn and the most effective learning methods. But technology enables some exciting changes, as Donald A. Norman quote. So in the blended learning, there is a temporary increase in the workload transition phase. Imagine from a traditional face to face, you will going to mix your task, putting a using the e-learning. Therefore, it will be another workload. And then, of course, there is a what we call lack of motivation. When your students must have a basic knowledge of technology to take the lesson and complete assignments online. Your students won't learn too much from a screen if they don't know how to do and they are not interested. So the issue can be solved in a quick introduction to the new training techniques and its benefits, because there are lessons that need to be done through through application. If you're going to show the lesson to the students more on the compare the technology, they will not going to appreciate it. They will feel that lack, they will have what we call a lack of interest. And of course, what the advantage? Plagiarism and credibility problem. What is plagiarism is known as the issue in the e-learning world. How can we prevent plagiarism? By the use of plagiarism checkers, timers, randomized question, so all participants get a different selection of questions for their test. And secured that black webinar navigation help prevent participants from looking up answers during online tests of or courses. So that is for the blended. Now, this is the most exciting, the advantages and disadvantages for the homeschooling. So, in the homeschooling, the advantages or advantage determine the curriculum and their children's schooling schedule. So, in here, the parents get to know the curriculum of their kids and demonstrate to their children that education is fun. So those are advantages. Create strong bonds with their children. This is the most important. At first, you will be adjusting in teaching our kids, our own kids, but later on, we will going to appreciate it and love it. Adapt teaching methods best suited how their children learn. And then you can see here what is the most or the best method for your children? How are you going to approach them as parents? Spend extra time with their children on difficult concepts and move ahead after children master a subject or concept. So the advantage here is that the parents itself get to know one another. There is what we call the close relationship between the mother or the parents and the children. Definitely the mother is always the companion of the kids. The father is always away, looking for um, having the job for the family. Okay, for the disadvantage, restrain anger and remain patient with children struggling with learning. Of course, if it is our own children, we get easily mad, we get easily anger, we get easily angry with them because we want to help them that they have to understand what we are teaching, but when they do not even understand what we are teaching, we get angry right away. Isn't right? Am I correct? Constantly adapt to be effective teachers. So we are, as a parent, we act as a teacher, but effective teachers. And then what if the student will going to tell us my teacher is not going is does not teach like that? We will be compared to our uh we will be compared by them to their teachers. Okay, and then spend more time finding playmates and friends for their children in their circumstances. Constantly motivate their children, and then of course spend large amounts of money on books and other learning materials, because all we want is the best for our children, but sometimes we buy them, but these materials do not fit their what do not fit them, and of course their knowledge. So those are for the different learning modalities, the advantages and then disadvantages. Now, what are the frequent asked questions? Frequently asked questions. So the frequently asked questions by the students, parents, and staff. Who usually, what was asked? Who usually asked this question? What was the most challenging aspect of online learning? Who do you think? Is it the teachers? Next, have you been satisfied with the school response to the coronavirus crisis? Who usually asks this one? Parents? Do you think your peers were engaged during classroom sessions? The students? Did you feel you had the necessary support for your resources you needed to effectively study from home during the coronavirus crisis last year? It is the student who asked that. What did you miss most about physically attending class? Is it the student? How has distance learning made you less excited for more or about the same? The students ask that one. What additional support and resources could we provide this school year? The parents ask that one. And then last one, what could be done to improve the virtual classroom experience? Is it the teachers? Of course, these are the different questions asked by the students, parents, staffs, and others. Of course, we have what we call the benefits of learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. They, we do not look at the other side. We must have to look at the positive side of what the pandemic has brought to us. Okay, one, helping students develop empathy for others, students identifying and solving real world problems, greater connection between home and school, this is correct, shift to digital technology, PIV, students developing 21st century skills. And then, of course, what are the lessons learned in the remote learning? So, one, availability of the technology is a necessary but not sufficient condition for effective remote learning. Not all were given the chance to have the technology. Okay? Next, teachers are more critical than ever because they have to shift their pedagogy and then different workloads. So education is the intense human interaction endeavor. So education is very important that we have to continue but protect the people from the school. Leverage on a dynamic ecosystem of collaboration. Of course, in here you cannot do all these um, things without the help of the other people, without collaborating. The last one, parents as the key partners of the teachers in achieving whatever is given. Of course, why should we reach out to students? What do you think? If we were going to review the Code of Ethics, it outlines teachers' primary responsibilities to their students and defines their role in life. Educator must demonstrate impartiality, integrity, and ethical behavior in the classroom, whether virtual or in person, and in their conduct with parents and co-workers. Therefore, we have to put students first, and then from word from the wise, let us remember one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world. So, thank you very much for attending this program for our discussion about teaching remotely during COVID-19. I hope you learned something from this webinar. And if you want more of the discussion, here are some, you can check the reference from my slides, which you can access. Thank you, everyone. And please, if you have some more time, help me fill out the evaluation from the presentation. Our good facilitator here will send the link for the evaluation form.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your knowledge with our participants.
Yes,
And,
ma'am.
and now we will start our quiz competition with our participants. So, meantime, please stay with us in practice. And we will come back to you after quiz competition, ma'am. And thank you once again. All right, so my dear lovely audience, this is time for quiz, and you can see the quiz code that is flashed on your screen, IGP. So just go directly Slido, www.slido.com, keep the code and use your phone. All right, and we will share the joining link in our comment box after this short video. So don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. Also, get ready with your questions to ask our honorable speaker. All right, enjoy this short quiz video. again, hello everyone to our live quiz competition. Alright, so the quiz code is already flashed on our screen. You can see the joining link in our comment box also. So click it and join with us. Just put the code that is IGP and use your full name because it will be printed in the winner certificate. Also, you can scan the QR code that is already flashed on our screen. So today, top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. So invite your friends to our live quiz competition. And right now we have 33 participants in our live quiz competition. Thank you everyone for joining with us. And yes, we will share the international webinar code in the end of our program. So stay with us. And right now we have 36 users in our live quiz competition. Thank you once again to all of our participants. So we will start our live quiz competition within a minute. So hurry up, join with us. Okay, so right now we have Ma'am Heidi. Thank you for joining with us. Sir Aaron, Ma'am Christina Vidal Rosario, Ma'am Angelina Velasco, Ma'am Carmela Behane, Sir Maylin B. Gayas, Ma'am Emily S. Cruz, Ma'am Jamiline B. Rivera, Ma'am Dia Facunla, Ma'am Kiangi Saya, Ma'am Jama Benavada. We have Sir Irish, Ma'am Junaliza. We have Mohapi Malefu. We have Ma'am Nancy Baratil, Ma'am Girly May, Sir Elan, Ma'am Nika Janavir, Ma'am Eveline. Okay, thank you everyone for joining with us. So let's start our quiz competition with our 39 participants. Okay. So you have the question on your screen right now. Just choose your option. So 21% choose option number one, and 79% of our participants choose option number two. Let's see the right answer. So, yes, 79% of our participants got the correct answer. Congratulations. All right, so in our first round, we have Sir January Cindy leading on top. Congratulations. Following, we have Sir Alan Brutus, Sir Ricky R. Kalima, Sir Jill Bernasor, and we have Mambinti Superbat. Okay, so let's see the next question. And you have 20 seconds for this question. And the correct answer is false. 46% of our participants answer correctly. All right, so right now we have Sir Ellen H. Brutus leading on top in this round. Okay, so now let's see the third question. And you have 9 seconds left to answer it. All right, so all of our participants got the correct answer. That is option number two. Okay, so you can see the leaderboard result on your screen. Let's proceed to the question number four. And you can see the question and the options. All right, so the correct answer is option number two. 65% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, once again, we have Sir Ellen H. Brutus. Let's see the question number five. All right, so the correct answer is option number two, and 68% of our participants got the correct answer. Congratulations. Still, we have Sir Alan H. Brutus leading on top. Okay, followed by Sir Flomi. We have Ma'am Binti, Sir Aaron, and Ma'am Erlene. Okay, so let's see the next question. So you have only 3 seconds for this question. All right, so 90% of our participants got the correct answer. That is option number one. All right, so you can see the leaderboard result. So now let's proceed to the question number seven. The question is on your screen, and you have 15 seconds for this to answer it. So your time is up, and the correct answer is option number one. 98% of our participants chose the correct answer. Congratulations, those answered correctly. Okay, so now moving to question number eight. Okay, so it's a true or false again. All right, so let's see the correct answer. That is false, and 64% of our participants got the correct answer. Okay, still Sir Alan Brutus stick on first position. Great. Let's see the next question. Okay, so 90% of our participants got the correct answer for this question. All right. Okay, so we have our leaderboard. Still, Sir Ellen Brutus leading on top. Okay, we have Binti, Superlan, Sir Aaron, Gad Ace. We have Ma'am Erling and Sir Milling Bigas. All right, so we have just one more question, then we'll get our top 10 quiz competition winners. So let's see the question. Alright, so 83% of our participants chose option number 1 and 18% chose option number 2. And the correct answer is option number 1. 83% of our participants choose the correct answer. Congratulations. So now get ready to see the leaderboard result. So congratulations, Sir Alon Brutus. You are on top. Okay, so we have Sir Mamerdia Binti Superlance, place second. We have Sir Milin Bigas, place third. All right, Sir Jamion, place fourth. Sir Flummy, or Sir Lizo, place fifth. Congratulations to top five. Okay, so we have Ma'am Carmela Behin, place six. Sir Eddie John, place seven. Sir Jebby Apercio, place eight. Sir Julie Bernassor, place nine. And finally, Sir Alan Ged AC Salvezo, place 10. So congratulations to our top 10 quiz competition winners. Yes, so we will post your winner certificates to our Facebook official page after the program. So don't forget to collect your winner certificates. And yes, get ready for our next segment, that is question and answer. So if you have any question or queries on topic, please do not hesitate to ask our speaker. All right, so let me remind all of you once again, don't forget to tag, share, and invite your friends in our webinar. All right, after this short video, we will come back with our honorable speaker, Ma'am Josephine. Once again, hello, ma'am, in our Q
Hello.
session.
Hello. The most exciting part.
Yes.
Yes.
So, dear participants, dear knowledge seeker, if you have any question, please write down in our comment section. Congratulations, Sir Lanua Brutus.
Yes. Congratulations to the top one who made the quiz. competition, Alan H. Brutas.
Okay, so we have a question. It's from Martia Superman. The question is, hi, what should we do when students refuse to open their camera?
Thank you for that question. This is the most common problems we encounter during our online since we are using blended learning. Um, we use the e-learning or the online learning, and then even me, how I will going to motivate my students to not close their camera. Uh, what we are doing is that we try to convince them, and then before the lesson will start, I will always remind them, open your cam and then let's have a picture, and then do not put off the cam until the lesson will end. So we have to say it in a much more convincing way until the students will going to follow. With you will going to tell them that it is really needed that they need to open the camera, never to put it off. That is the time they have to follow. You must have your set of ruling. It's just a matter of um, what you say for them is very clear. Just instruct them, which is they will going to follow. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
So, next question is from Cheryline. The question is, what is the possible solution if technology is not available in a certain area? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Miss Sherilyn Abarkar. In order to give a possible solution for this one, if technology, as what we say in the lesson that we got in the COVID-19, that technology, not all were given the chances to um, cope with the technology since they lack area is not what we call upgraded to the technology or to the network. And then what is the possible solution to do if there is it is not much available? Maybe we can always give them the printed modules. And of course, if there is a certain place in their area, let's say the barangays, we can ask them to make a collaboration with the barangays, and then ask them to send the video there, the e-learning, so that they will going to gather there and then listen to the video or the whatever technology they can use. At least you are still trying to reach to your students, whatever you can do. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so there is no new question on our comment box. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, Josephine, for coming in our platform and sharing your knowledge about how to teach remotely during COVID-19. So
Thank you
through
also,
your
ma'am.
presentation, we have learned a lot about this topic. Thank you so much, ma'am. So do you have any message for our participants?
Yes, ma'am. To our dear participants, do not stop learning. Always watch Institute of Global Professionals. It is not because I will be speaking again by Saturday. It will be another webinar program, but it is to upgrade our skills. And then, thank you for all of you who attended this webinar. Thank you, ma'am, and also to the host, the beautiful host. Thank you for the one pretty.
Thank you so much. But, ma'am, I'm really sorry that I want to take another question. Sorry.
Okay,
It
no
came right
problem.
now. It
Okay,
came right
ma'am.
now. Okay, the question is from
Ah,
ma'am.
do we have another question? I thought it was already done. Sorry. Sorry, I
Okay.
already asked bye-bye. But still, I will going to answer
Yes,
them.
I also thought that there is no more question because there's that time there is no question. But now when I, saying that to bye to you and it's came. Okay, so the question is on your screen. How can we conduct hybrid class if the school has no support with internet connectivity, or shall we say very low connectivity?
Oh, um, how are you going to answer that one? That is not a problem. Everything always comes with a solution. So what are we going to do here is that it is just a matter of knowing how to collaborate with the community, maybe to the parents, and then they can give their support to us. So as we know in the lessons in the COVID-19, we cannot do this all alone. It is also we need the help of the people in the community and the parents and also the people around us. That's why when we say there is a low connectivity, it is that is not always the problem. There is always a solution for that. And then that matters, we always tell it to let the Department of Education uh, know that problem. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So next question is from Angel Christine. Hello, ma'am. May I know what advice can you give a teacher if his or her students do not participate on class discussion during online learning?
Actually, those participation in an online learning, we do not force these students because since we are using the blended or the modular blended and then the online, if the student do not want to participate even though they have the internet, that can be as long he is doing the module. You have to make agree with that. The student must have to make choices if he will going to use the modular or the internet. Now, for the online classes, online because some of the public schools do not all apply the online because of the students do not have all the access. Sometimes they have access, but they will tell us they cannot attend because of the low internet connectivity. Is low internet. This is why, just like what is happening a while ago, that ma'am, the slides do not move. That is one problem, most problem. So if they have a low internet connectivity, we cannot force them. That's why what you are going to do is that record the video lesson that you have with your students and then send it again to them and then play it, which we call as asynchronous. As long as they will going to listen, there is a delayed telecast. So this is what I do in my class, but it adds to my loads. That there is a delayed telecast. I will going to send the recorded video with my students what we have discussed, And then if they want to listen to it in any time that they want, better. But if they don't want, much better. Okay. Yes,
Thank you.
Iris Duragos from OMPAD. Thank you for your question, ma'am. Do we still have questions?
No, ma'am. No more question. Thank you once again, ma'am, for
Then,
cooperating
yes.
with our participants answering their question. I hope they get their answer, what they want. So thank you so
Okay.
much, ma'am, and we are really looking forward another session with you.
Okay. Thank you and good day.
Good day, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, so my dear lovely audience, after this short Thanksgiving video, we will share the international webinar. So don't go anywhere, just stay with us.
বাসা কোথায় নিছেন দাদা? বাসা কোথায় নিছেন?
So this is today's certification process. You can see on the screen. Okay, so it's July 30, and today's program name is Teaching Remotely During COVID-19. The code is IGP 5619. Let me tell you once again, the code is IGP 5619. So take take a screenshot or note the code on your mobile. Okay. So without this code, you are not eligible for the certificates for this session. And with code, you can claim your certificates anytime from our website. All right. So without an account, you can visit our website, but you cannot do anything functionally. So dear participants, just visit our website. Our website is www.eduigp.com. So collect your certificate and do not forget to celebrate with IGP. Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations for. Okay, we got your certificate. Congratulations. All right, so my dear lovely audience, to our top 10 quiz competition winners, you will get your certificates from our Facebook official page. We'll post it. All right. So thank you once again for your participations, and I'm inviting all of you to our next session, afternoon. So don't forget to attend the webinar, and don't forget to invite your friends, colleagues, familiar persons. Invite them. Just tell about IGP, tell about our webinar, so that they'll get benefited from this webinar. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for your participations and your cooperations. And thank you to all of our participants who are still now stay in our webinar patiently. Yes. So stay safe and keep learning, keep smiling, and do not forget to mention and invite your friends. Once again, I'm repeating it. So, dear audience, I'm Nasrunisha from Bangladesh signing off right now. Thank you to all of you.